Why such a furor? Where are we crossing ethical lines? And where is it a genuine issue that needs re-looking at by some of these major corporates?
Thank you. And good evening, everyone. So, coming to moonlighting, to my mind, it's not a new issue. It's been there for ages. Simply understood, moonlighting was primarily doing some sort of side work on a weekend or after work. And it's been there in all the sectors. I don't think any particular industry or particular sector needs to pick up for that. So I have seen it even 4 to 5 decades back when I started working. And well, it has only been growing. What has accentuated is the work from home period, especially during the pandemic times, gave opportunities for many more people to, as I call it, basically monetize their capabilities and really look at how can they use their skills sets and in terms of building and getting some more income. Well, as long as it really doesn't come in the way of the primary job, doing work on the side has been prevalent, and it's not that organizations are not aware. You see any profession, as I said, this has been there as a practice. At the same time, this has not been something which has been very much documented. That means there's not much of contracts exchange, and there is no employer-employer relationship. The issue that came about, which was widely reported, still being discussed, has to do with a particular incident where I think things crossed the line, where a contract apparently seems to have been violated. So this is where the whole aspect of it comes. To my own mind as a professional, what I would say is, as long as it's not impacting the primary job, as long as it is not encompassing on the privacy of data or confidentiality or with a computer, it's fine. And something that we are seeing more and we'll read more about. So these are my quick comments.
Okay. Prabir, let me come to you. You know, we've heard this. We've heard that as long as it doesn't impact your core job. But at the same time, we've seen a spate of sacking of employees. I mean, Wipro's done this, 300 more. And, you know, other companies have also been fairly stern, even though the likes of a TCS, while being stern, are also saying that sacking is not the way to go. You're ruining lives, you're ruining careers. What is the solution?
See, this entire thing has to be seen as a more sociological issue, right? I think we've beaten this issue of moonlighting to death. One, I don't think the numbers really add up. You talked about IT being a huge employer. Yeah. How many people who are identified as moonlighters? So it's, to me, exaggerated. But I think it points to a deeper fault line. And a deeper fault line is where, from what I call corporate monogamy, where people built an entire career with one company a generation or two earlier, it's moved to corporate polyandry. Another word for gig, let us say, right? And the reason why it's happening is, part of it is financial, but the larger issue is for keeping skills alive, developing relevant skills. And I think the solution is not about sacking. The issue is about giving people fair exposure. And I think the ask between what skills people want to see, acquire, and the ability of an organization to do, because the reality of any business is there's stock skill which keeps your basic moolah flowing. I think that's the mismatch. And the third point, which I think I've shared earlier also, not on this platform, I firmly believe it points to a fundamental collapse of trust and communication in many companies. The PR image notwithstanding, I think the managerial ability to connect, relate, the top leadership ability to mingle with people, listen to them, and pick these cues in time. Because rest of it, whether it's legally right, whether it is, you know, it will lead to firing. Yes, you can fire because it's a violation of the contract as exists. But you can't fire, 50,000 people. I mean, unless you're an Elon Musk, right? You can do whatever you want. So I think the solution is about improving general level of leadership conduct, maturing managerial competence, building greater trust, collaboration, recognizing that longitudinally the fact that flexible working and working by choice is here to stay, and to what extent can we accommodate. And therefore, to me, it is all about redefining the future of work.